Alright, hello. We are going to be starting as a crit Smite Slayer. However, we'll be leveling with Econk. Yoink this from Jungrown, thank you. Easy gains. So we just use Econk into campaign. We use Econk for a while until we can make a good weapon. And then, once we get to a decent level with Econk in maps, using Slayer, we will transition into Crit Smite. And this is how the tree is going to look. Ignore the warnings. End the config. We just have everything set so we can get a decent Fizz max hit, LE max hit, along with DPS. This should be pretty damn achievable, I would say. Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, that's right. We're using the lesser tincture because we don't want to pad our stats too much. Along with Molten Shell. Yikes. Alright, let's solve these. Alright, so how do we gain power charges? So we gain power charges with Assassin's Mark on hit. We'll also be using Static Strike with power charge on crit and increased crit strikes just to make this have 100% crit. So we'll definitely, at least with 1 or 2 Static Strike hits, we'll be getting max power charges to gain our crit strike chance for Smite. You can ignore all these too. We will not be using Flame Golem or Vortex. That is another option though. I believe this POB is from Palstron actually. From right here, I believe. Another thank you to Palstron. Yoinkage. So we're using Precision on Arrogance. Wrath, Determination. For our auras as well. And Smite. We don't need Fortify. So Trinity, Volatility, Multi-Strike, LE damage to attacks, added lightning, so links with Smite. This should be Val Smite, by the way. And technically for clear, we can remove elemental damage with attacks and just put in Ancestral Call, because our clear should be a lot better with Ancestral Call. We probably don't need it. We'll see what happens. Because we do have the Strike Mastery. And we'll also take the Implicit on the gloves. So that should be pretty decent. And of course, if we really, really need more, Ancestral Call is there. But most of the time for damage, we'll just use Wed. Because that's much better. And that's pretty much about it. It's a pretty simple build. Everything should be correct. That blend should not be there. I tried to make this as budget as possible using the POB that was already created. So obviously we would be filling in all of the attributes with gear, rings, boots maybe, gloves. And then the rest is just whatever you need. This would also change to like a Dawnbreaker for more defenses. Much better. Technically it would also give Scourge. Not that it really matters. And then, if I really want to min-max this build further, we could go into the higher end. Now this one uses Paradoxica and the Savior, and Yoke of Suffering, and Taming. And we get way more damage. Getting this on Private League is going to be a bit harder. A lot harder. Technically, This is possible with at least like what gain 1 rage on melee hit. This one seems to be incredibly cracked. This is not necessary though. I'm pretty sure just 1 rage on melee hit is fine. And as you can see, we're also max block without glancing blows. So this should be relatively tanky. Even with the damage. Which is super nice. And then another plan. Champion Armor Stacker. Obviously we would be stacking Fortify to gain way more armor from the new Ascendancy, Unstoppable Hero. This should be super achievable. All you need, 2 Dream Feathers, Alpha's Howl, and you know, Celestial Brace. That'll be super easy to get right. Yeah, the only downside to this is that we need to kill Uber Searing. So, if Uber Searing is killed, and this glove drops, this build is very, very possible. Ignore the warning that there's too many gems in the body armor. This is just to simulate proper DPS with Smite that you're going to be using. And so, this will be using Vitality, Precision on Arrogance, just to get more life regen, and we need the accuracy for precise techniques. We'll be using Val Smite in the March of the Legion for way better Smite buff. As you can see, if we tick Val Smite with Val Haste, we gain way more damage. We're sadly going to be self-casting Conductivity, but what can you do, right? We need more damage. And as some nice tech, thanks to Dried Chicken, we use 2 Midnight Bargains to reserve 60% life. And this allows us to get free adrenaline at the cost of being slightly risky. So we just get more from this node than we would with Worthy Foe. If we don't have 2 Midnight Bargains, we would just take Worthy Foe and ignore Adrenaline. Then we would just need to untick... Where is Adrenaline? There it is. And then Adrenaline is just free if we have 2 Midnight Bargains. And we are using 2 sets of small clusters for introspection. Just use Fuel the Fight, Deadly, Reparte for the block. So this is our other option to play in the league. Thankfully we can all do this on 1 character, because we'll be Slayer as Crit Smite, and then swap to this if we want to have some armor stacking fun. Oh. Thankfully, even without Molten Shell, we can actually tank Uber Shaper Slam twice. Until we die. Yeah. So this build is quite tanky, even with 3k HP. Yikes. And this is not with Molten Shell. You can probably tank it way more with Molten Shell. 5 times. Pretty good, I would say. Obviously, there's probably better options out there, but I wanted to play Smite, I wanted to play Armor Stacker, and play with a new champion, so this seemed decent. Decent for the time being. If you have any suggestions on how to make this build better, please let me know. It'd be quite cool to make this cool, like, way better. With, like, giga budget gear. Obviously, we won't really have access to, you know, OP things like Mage Blood, unless we drop one. which is possible. But that should be it. That will be my... Wait a minute. Well, yeah, that'll be my league start. We'll be doing the crit Smite Slayer, and then the rest will just be fun if we can. I'll be posting these builds in the description, all the POBs. By the way, this is not a build guide. This is just me saying what I will be league starting as, what I'll be using, what I'll be running with. Do not follow. It is probably not good. But who knows, it's probably good. Alright, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you guys at some other time. Stay healthy, stay safe, and good night.